Hi, I'm Horia, and I want to talk to you about how I almost missed out on that Emmy Award because I was very quick to dismiss an idea. But first, let me tell you about another idea I was very quick to dismiss. Facebook. When I first heard about Facebook, I thought, oh, this is a silly idea, and what a waste of time, and this is not going to go anywhere. I'm sure maybe some of you felt the same ways. But there I was, loving computers and technology and loving the internet and new things in general. And at the same time, I was so quick to put a label on this one and said, it's silly. Well, fast forward a few years, and I guess we can all agree that the label applied more to me than to Facebook. Because now they have over 1 billion users, and we're wasting God knows how many hours on that side now. But seriously, what happened there? So let's go deeper just a bit. Turns out we're using two ways of thinking in our daily lives. The first one is instinctual. This one is fast, it's effortless, it's automatic. The second one is rational. And rational is very powerful. It's logical, it's analytical, but it's also slow and very draining. Right? So let's take some examples. Instinctual. For me, instinctual is basically, for sure, covers the part between when I wake up and have my first cup of coffee at the office. It's all kind of a blur, right? You wake up, you brush your teeth, and put some clothes on, you take the kids to the kindergarten, and the next thing you know you're at work, right? And that's absolutely normal. That's how it should be, because you've done these things so many times. They don't require any effort. And actually, one of our problems we have today is the fact that when you go to the supermarket, there's so many things in there. If you want to buy toothpaste, you have to choose between things like Advanced White and Max White and 3D White Extreme Fresh Kiss. And you think I'm making this up? I'm not. Right? So you have to go into rational to analyze and think, which one am I going to pick? So rational, okay, you use it when you're buying toothpaste apparently, but also when you're making big decisions in your life. Like, should I buy a house or not? And if I want to buy a house, should that house have 3 rooms, and which neighborhood do I want that house to be in? So let's recap. Instinctual, fast, automatic, effortless, and rational, slow, draining, analytical. Which of these two do you think I used when I made my decision about Facebook? Well, I don't remember thinking about it all that much, so it must have been instinctual. But do you think it felt instinctual to me? No, it felt rational. I thought I was making a rational decision. And why? Because actually, I think what I did was search in my head for something like a clue, an idea, an experience that could give me, some thoughts about, is this a good idea or a bad idea? And what I came up with was something along the lines of, a personal touch is better than one over the internet. And that makes no sense whatsoever, because you can have both and they actually reinforce each other. But there I was, I dismissed Facebook quickly and I missed out. And some of you might say, yeah, you missed out on years of Farmville crop updates and no link to the previous presentation, and cats playing pianos and check-ins at Starbucks, right? But that's not the point. The point here is missed out. What else am I missing out on? Am I missing out on new ideas and new experiences because I'm living my life on autopilot? Am I just trapped in my bubble of beliefs? I don't want to be trapped in my bubble. Sometimes I want to see past my bubble. So how do I do that? Well, I have to go into rational. And I have to learn to not be so quick about dismissing ideas. I need to slow down, think it through, delay the decision. And because if you're not doing that, sometimes you're missing out. Because great ideas sometimes don't seem like great ideas at the beginning. Which brings me back to my story. So let's start from scratch. Hi, I'm Horia, and I work at Adobe. And me and my group are working at the intersection of internet and video. And I joined the company about 5 years ago, and I joined this group of people that were very passionate about what they were doing. They had a lot of ideas, and they were hardworking, and they wanted to change the industry they were in. And it actually went nowhere. Because project after project, we failed, and we failed, and we failed again. It doesn't really matter why we failed. It's not the subject of this talk. Sometimes the idea wasn't feasible, and sometimes we thought we had a good idea, and it wasn't actually. And we learned a lot of things. We learned the industry, we learned our customers, we learned how to build better software, but it didn't matter because at the end of the day, we failed. And for 3 years, we had nothing. We had nothing to show about our work. There was no product that we could show and say, hey, this is something that came from our hands. And it felt horrible. Our morale was very low, and half of our team left. And it felt as if we set out to conquer the world, and our ship was still in the harbor after 3 years. And then something very subtle happened. One of our customers came to us and said, hey, why don't you build this product for us that would allow people who already pay for television in traditional ways also access the same thing on the internet for free? And it would work something like this. Let's say you're at work and there's a hurricane coming and you want to watch the live transmission from CNN. So what you do, you take up your mobile phone and you click on the CNN app, and there you get asked a simple question: who's your pay TV provider? And in Romania, that might be something like UPC or RDS, right? And you get presented, let's say, a UPC login, and you log in with that. And then you can watch a live transmission. It's as simple as that. And the model is called TV Everywhere. And it helped bring more content on the internet. But do you think we like this idea? Do you think we thought it was a great idea? No, actually, we hated the idea. We thought, I don't want to work on this. This is not what we should be working on. And we tried to stop the project again, and again. And why? It wasn't because it came from a customer. That was actually a pretty big plus. No. It was because it was a simple idea. It wasn't very sexy. And we were working with cutting-edge technologies, algorithms that had you stay up at night. And this was an authentication platform with a twist, something that's been done for tens of years. And even if we did this, would the users understand what's going on? Log in with your pay TV provider? And who has an account with their pay TV provider? Right? It wouldn't work. But worst of all, we thought that this was not an idea that was appropriate for the internet age. The internet was all about free content, and it was all about, YouTube and new ways of doing things. And this was an idea, a traditional idea, an old model that was trying to make its way into the new age. And we didn't feel like that was right. It turns out all our assumptions were wrong, or they didn't matter. Because here was an idea that eventually managed to unite a very competitive industry and push it forward just a bit. An idea that's very rare. An idea that we badly needed after 3 years of failures. It was within our reach, and we couldn't see past our bubble of beliefs. We thought we were being rational, and again, we were not. We just couldn't see it. So luckily for us, because there is such thing as luck in life, we put a very, very small team together to build a prototype, and we started to see the enthusiasm in the industry for this, and we thought, okay, maybe this is not a bad idea after all. So we decided to go ahead and just build the product, and we started to sail, just a little bit, and we launched after about a year of hard work in February 2011, and our product was called Adobe Pass for TV Everywhere. And in June, we had our first live customer, which was CNN. And then things started to really pick up because soon we had other Turner brands. We had Cartoon Network, we had in the US there was TBS and TNT, and pretty soon we had MTV, and then we had Fox, and things were really starting to move. And then we had ESPN, who's the biggest sporting channel in the US, and 3 Disney channels, and NBC. All these big names all of a sudden wanted to use our product. I thought, wow, that's really special. And this from an idea we're so quick to dismiss. And then came the 2012 Summer Olympics and the London Olympics. And nothing could have prepared us for what was to come, because the moment the opening ceremony was over, we suddenly had millions of users using our product. And they just kept coming and coming and coming. And we had these huge events like the women's gymnastics final and Michael Phelps winning the 200-meter gold. We were just floored with how many users we had. And also, you weren't a slave to the TV box anymore, because now you could go and watch the tennis match you wanted, right? You could pick the sport you wanted to watch. We were proving that video on the internet was better than what you had on the TV set. And it felt great. It felt great because we finally, after so many years of failures, we had something that millions of users wanted to use. And it worked flawlessly throughout. The Olympics were over, and we said, okay, great year. Like, we've peaked. That's okay. It was a fantastic year. But then we got a call from the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences telling us that our product won an Engineering Emmy Award. Wow. An Engineering Emmy Award for our product? That was out of this world. We did not see that coming. It was just unbelievable. That's how we felt. And we got to fly to Hollywood, and our flight was delayed for about 2 hours, which meant that we arrived in LA in rush hour, which is horrible in any city, but in LA in particular, it's a nightmare. And we got stuck in the back of a cab for 2 hours in traffic, and we almost missed the ceremony because of that. But you know what? It didn't really matter. It didn't matter because we realized that finally the thing we set out to do at the beginning, which is bring the internet and video closer together, has happened. Our hard work finally paid off. We made a difference. And it was the biggest day of our careers. And it felt as if our ship had reached a new continent. And all this from an idea we were so quick to dismiss at the beginning. So that's our story about how we almost screwed up, and how we learned that great ideas don't seem like great ideas at the beginning. As a matter of fact, sometimes they seem very small, feeble. They're like seeds, if you want. The thing is, they're seeds from another bubble, but you don't know that yet. And because you don't know that, you just look at that seed and say, well, this is worthless. I'm going to throw it away. But don't do like I did with Facebook. And don't do like we almost did with our TV Everywhere idea. And don't do like so many other people in history did with great inventions like radio and the telephone and the television and the computer, and I could just go on and on and on. Don't do that. Sometimes just take that seed idea and let it grow. Nurture it. Adopt it for a while. It's going to feel painful because you have to go into rational, and that takes effort. But do that. Try to do that. Think it through. Slow down. Discuss it with your friends. Just don't make that decision yet. Postpone it for just a bit. Because great things might come out of that. And now, me and my group we're still trying to improve our product. So still trying to make it better. And we still have a lot of traffic coming through our system because we had, for example, the elections in the US a week ago, right? And hurricanes before that, and a lot of sporting events. But now, because we brought more content on the internet. There's more things that were previously just locked to the TV set. They're now on the internet. We can start thinking about new products that we could build. Things we set out to do at the beginning. Like, how do we make the online video experience more immersive and more interactive? How are we going to couple the smartphones and the tablets that are out there with the TV screen and the TV content? Could we make it so that your favorite TV show now has a personalized storyline just for you? How cool would that be? Could we make it so that we completely change the way you watch sports by making it feel as if you're in the stadium and you can soak up that atmosphere and are actually able to move around? All I know is it's exciting times. And there are so many ideas around us. And we won't be quick to dismiss any of them. Because next year, we're aiming for the Oscars. Thank you.